Hello everyone, I'm Brett Martin, thanks for having me. I have been this pumped since my first show with my band. We called that Kittens Ablaze. Didn't go very well. Hope this goes better. But thanks for having me. And I guess before I start, I'd love it if everyone would take a look around the room. Look at the person next to you. Thank you. Somewhere in this room might be your future business partner, or maybe your next big investment, or maybe even your future wife. That's why I'm here to help you meet that person, actually. So I don't know about you guys, but maybe you've come to an amazing meetup such as Hoboken Tech Meetup, full of brilliant and beautiful people, only to wonder who you should talk to next. Or maybe you've gone out to a bar one night to meet people and found yourself kind of sitting in the corner checking tweets and messages sent by people miles away. Or maybe you've just wondered, how can I tell everyone in this room that tonight I actually don't have work tomorrow, so I'm trying to party? Or perhaps just that you're looking for PHP developers. So is everyone, and that's why we built Sonar. The concept is absolutely simple. Sonar uncovers the hidden connections between you and everyone else in this room. So we don't have a mobile demo thing going on today, so I'm just going to use my website, sonar.me. So the way Sonar works is you pop up in the app and you tell it where you are. And with one click, we tell you how you're connected to everyone inside. So pretend this is last Saturday and I was going to the MoMA and I popped open Sonar and it gave me this. With one click, Sonar scours the web for people at the MoMA, right at that moment, and then appends publicly available profile information to those people, and then sorts the room by who's most relevant to me. So every person that uses Sonar sees a completely different room because everyone's connected in different ways. So I could see Melanie H is one of the most relevant people to me at the MoMA, and we share 3 Facebook friends. So let's check that out. So boom, with one click, Sonar gives you an overview of that person who's also at the MoMA with you and of how you're connected. So I can see that Melanie is a designer with the answers and artists with questions, which is convenient because we are hiring designers. But the real magic is below that. So with one click, this person, Melanie, who was a complete stranger but 5 seconds ago, I now see as friends with my good friends Amy, Rue, Paul, and Brian. So that basically gives me the tools I need to feel comfortable enough to approach Melanie. So I know you're saying that's cool and it's great to know that, but how do I connect with Melanie? The MoMA is a pretty good place. So we've got you covered there too. Because one of the best parts about Sonar is that with one click, basically we give you the sort of social proof needed to start a conversation with a complete stranger. So in this case, I was saying, hey Melanie, how do you know Brian? We happen to be looking for a freelance designer. Let's grab a coffee. So it's just that click. I mean, to summarize, with one click, Sonar gave you a rank order list of everyone in the MoMA, sort of by who's most relevant to you. With your second click, Sonar gave you an overview of that person, what they do, and how you're connected to them. And then with your third click, Sonar created a targeted message with enough social proof to get the conversation going. So we think that's pretty exciting. But I guess one of the best parts about Sonar is that Sonar works even if no one else is using the app. So we overcome the ghost town problem that has scuttled a lot of other ventures in this space by intelligently aggregating and synthesizing publicly available information all over the internet in the palm of your hand. Right now we use Foursquare, Facebook, and Twitter, but you can only imagine how it's going to get more and more powerful as we continue to add services. So Sonar is more than just sort of a powerful, hyperlocal social CRM tool that's going to save you all time and money at events like this. Our goal is not just to make sort of networking more efficient. It's bigger than that. What our vision is, sort of like all great social web services that came before us, is to provide a platform for self-expression. In this case, hyperlocal self-expression. So in the same way that Twitter gave you a soapbox to tell the world your thoughts, and LinkedIn gave you a place to showcase your professional accomplishments, and Facebook a way to show your friends all the cool things you're doing, Sonar is a way to tell the other people in the room who you are and what you're proud about. So while other networks are about telling people that are elsewhere that you're here, Sonar is laser focused on telling people in this room that you're here and this is what you're about. So I guess I align with this. We spend so much time, telling and expressing who we are on the internet. Why not use that information to help us connect to the person sitting next to us? That's Sonar. Thanks a lot. So we pull that from API, publicly available APIs, places like Foursquare, basically anywhere where people are already publishing their location on the internet.
Mitigate, I guess, between the level of this is useful and this is creepy. I guess, like kind of feel like, because at some point, like knowing too much about people gets confusing, and then it's at another point being very useful. So how do you test it?
Yeah, so I think the first point is that we're only using people that are projecting themselves anyway to begin with. So I think that's a good sample group of people who are broadcasting. But secondly, so a lot of people have tried to build this app before. In fact, there's actually a startup graveyard of companies that have tried to create hyper-local messaging app, a way of sending a message to someone across the room. And it's location-based, so privacy is very important, right? But one place we take a very contrarian stance to those that have come before us is that we actually think that more information makes things less creepy. So for example, if you got a message from anonymous weirdo 32 being like, hey, I see you in the front row, that'd be really weird, right? But if you got a message from Brett, a friend of Aaron's, that says, hey, I'm looking for, what are you doing? I'm looking for some marketing help for my startup that just launched 3 weeks ago. And you see that we have mutual friends, and I'm a real person with 1,000 Facebook friends and Twitter friends. Like that's a lot less creepy. So we're going against the conventional wisdom there. We'll see how it goes. How am I going to monetize this? Well, so if I look at the social web, there's probably one thing that we've seen is that people really love attention. So I don't think that really changes too much in the local space. So you've gone to a party, and if you're the cool guy, VC, like Albert, and you've got people coming up to you and talking to you and chatting you up, or you're the host of the party, and it feels pretty good, right? But if you're the guy from Austin, Texas, that just moved to New York City and is trying to break into the New York tech scene, you have to start every single conversation. And that can just be exhausting, right? There's a lot of cool people. I'm pretty extroverted, so I got through that phase. But there's a lot of people, cool people, interesting people for whom that's a non-starter. And so, where we're thinking what Sonar might eventually go is that we'd like to enable you to increase your local visibility to the right people. So if there are certain people that in this room that you really wanted to get in front of, Sonar would help you do that. So that's sort of the direction we're going to go. Well, would you pay to get in touch with certain people at certain places? Yeah? Okay. I think some people will.
Have you considered using a persistent location within Sonar? I'm not on Foursquare, and I don't really want to be, but I really want to get on Sonar, and I'm willing to let Sonar know where I am all the time if it means that I get these valuable connections.
It's absolutely something we're looking into. So I'd love to talk with you after the break.
So that you can broadcast to some of the people in the local area. What is that method of broadcasting? Where is that? Is that persistent story?
So by checking in on Sonar, you're making yourself available to the other people in the room. But we're building a couple cool mechanisms that we think are going to be really sweet that help you broadcast your location even to people outside of Sonar. So that's coming. We've got some good stuff in the pipeline there. I mean, for now, it's just if you check in, everyone else can see you checked in, and by virtue of being on Sonar, that's a pretty good indicator that you're here. By checking on Sonar, it's a pretty good indicator that you're here to connect. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank you.